Hello. Uh, it is Monday. It's the ninth day of quarantine in Spain, in sunny south of Spain, but it's also raining and really cold suddenly. Seems to fit perfectly with what's going on. Uh, and I thought we'd do today just do a little bit of breathing. Some really simple breathing stuff, little exercises or tips or ways to be on top of your breath so that it can help you maybe feel less anxious, feel more centered and more calm, and it will help strengthen your immune system as well. And get rid of all the CO2 and fill your body with oxygen, which is what we want more than anything else just now, is to have loads of oxygen in the body. So we're going to do 3 different things, starting super simple. So you can do it sitting down on a chair, perfectly fine, just not too slumpy, but if you can come away from the back, and if it's more of an upright chair than a sofa. You can sit cross-legged if that's comfortable. You can sit against a wall if that's more comfortable for you. You can sit on something in between your legs if that's comfortable. Whatever is good for you to more or less keep your back straight. Yeah. So let's begin. So we're going to really be focusing on the exhalation. Normally in normal breathing, we put more effort on inhalation, and the same as we do in life, we kind of focus more on what we need and what we consume and what we take in, and not so much on what we give out, maybe. So it's the same with the breath. Now we're going to focus on the exhalation more, which really helps to balance the nervous system and to calm the nerves in general. So let's start. You can put your hand on your belly, and we're just going to imagine that you're blowing up a balloon. So you can even imagine getting your balloon. It's probably quite an old balloon. Maybe it's a little old balloon that you found at the bottom of a drawer. Yeah, so it's not a super modern balloon. And so you get your balloon, with which wherever the hands, you can let go of the tummy if you want. So you get hold of your balloon, and with pursed lips, as you would as if you were blowing up a balloon, you want to just take a deep breath in, and then like one of those balloons, those long balloons that you make figurines and dogs and whatever else with, one of those that are really difficult to blow up. Imagine that. So it's like blowing the air through that little gap, and just keep going until you've emptied the air. Okay, so we're going to do that, but with one hand on your tummy, so you just become aware of what is going on there. Okay, so take a deep breath in. And whenever you've come to the end of your exhalation, just naturally let the inhalation do itself. Because we actually haven't got any balloons here, and we don't have to blow up any balloons, we're not trying to extend that exhalation for any length of time. We just want to do it whatever feels comfortable. So you don't want to get to the point where you're going and going all right. Okay, just until you've got no more exhalation, and then just let the inhalation happen. So you could do that a few times, maybe 3 or 4 balloons worth, until you get the hang. And you'll be feeling in your abdominal muscles, the abdominal wall, contracting. It's especially the transverse muscles are contracting as you exhale the air. Okay, so that's just to get in touch with that sense of exhaling all the air out of your lungs. And then the next stage is very similar, but we're going to do it without the balloon. So we're going to do it breathing out through the nose. So it's the same, the inhalation, you just don't have to worry about it. It'll just do itself. As if you were doing the balloon one, but now you're going to breathe out through your nose. So you can take a deep breath in, and then just breathing out through the nose. To wherever you get to, emptying all the lungs, and then inhaling just naturally. Okay, so when you do it through the nose, it's ideal, most breath work in yoga, in Pilates it's a different thing, but in yoga we do it mostly through the nose. We're using this longer route out, because then that's more, the air is more purified as it comes in, and we've got all these little hairs on the inside of the nose that make sure there's no dust and no bacteria and maybe no viruses coming in. So it's really good to breathe as much as possible through the nose. And we're going to add to this part voluntary contractions. Okay, so our breath is the only system in the body that's voluntary and involuntary. Yeah, so it will do itself from the day we're born until the day we die, but we can also control the breath, and controlling the breath can also change the way we feel. So that's why it's a really good thing. It's a really good little tool to have, especially at these times, but at any time in life. Okay, so the balloon breath without the balloon through the nose, we're going to add contractions. So we're going to start at the very base in the perineum, as if you were trying to stop yourself from doing a wee. Yeah, so tighten your perineum, and then tighten a little bit more. Then you can feel the tightening going in just your tummy button, squeezing inwards. Maybe you can feel it in the sides there, maybe in the intercostal muscles as well. It might even get up to here and end up maybe in the throat, maybe not, it doesn't matter if it doesn't, but it definitely starts in the bottom. Okay, so just after a few natural breaths, taking a slightly deeper in-breath, and then through the nose, exhaling, contracting, 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 contracting. Keep just emptying out the air as much as you can. Maybe it's longer, maybe it's shorter than mine, and breathing in. Yes, you can do that maybe just 3 times. You're going to notice a difference afterwards. The breath, your just natural breath is going to be a little bit more expansive. You can do it 10 times. You can also do it lying down with your hands on your belly. Same thing, exhaling from the perineum, and it's just like a wave of contractions going up. So that's a really good one, just to calm the mind and just feel grounded. Flood the body with oxygen. And so that's the second little thing. And from there we're going to go on to a little bit more of a classical breath, yogic breath. That's often called the pranayama, breathing exercise, but actually it's a kriya, which means it's a cleansing breath. So you do it to cleanse, often before a normal dynamic yoga practice. Rather than afterwards. Sometimes people do it as well before another breathing exercise, but we're just going to do this as the last one. So this is called Kapalabhati. Kapala, or Kapal, is skull, or sometimes they say it's forehead, and Abhati is shining. Yeah, so shining skull or shining forehead. So the idea is that this really just kind of clears the mind, stimulates the mind, floods the mind with oxygen, the brain with oxygen, and they say it even makes the skin smooth, and it is very energizing. So it's a great thing to do in the morning. It's a great thing to do maybe in the afternoon if you're feeling like you're about to go and you need to have more energy. So you can just kind of do a little bit of this and it will give you more energy. It's great as well if you're feeling cold. like right now when we were almost feeling like full spring heat, and suddenly the temperatures have gone right down. There's snow a little bit higher up on the mountains, so you really notice the cold, so it's a good thing to get your body warm. Okay, so we're doing the same, focus on the exhalation. Don't even think about the inhalation, it'll do itself. Okay, so hand on the belly, and this time no balloon, we're going to use an invisible fly as our little help, a little support. So imagine that there's a little fly and it's just gone up your nose. So what do when you've got a fly up your nose? You immediately, you just push it out with your breath. Yeah, so that's what we want to do with Kapalabhati breath. I should say that sometimes it's a good idea to have tissues close by, just in case. So, one hand on the belly, and just take a deep breath in. And when you're blowing that fly, or maybe two flies even, you're super unlucky, up the nostrils there, when you're blowing it out of your nose, you want to feel that coming from your belly. So the belly button is going in, the abdomen's contracting inwards as you blow that fly out of your nose. And when you've done about 7, 8, 9, 10, the first time round, just hold on to the breath for a moment and then just breathe it out. If for whatever reason you feel a little bit dizzy, because suddenly it's like loads of oxygen in my brain cells, and you might feel dizzy, just slow down, take a break, come back to it later. Or if your breath gets blocked, or you feel uncomfortable in any way, just it isn't for you right now, just leave it, no problem, keep to the other two. If it feels good, then you can do a little bit more, maybe take it to 10, 15, 20. And it's good to do kind of 3 rounds. It takes a while. The first round normally takes a bit of time to settle in. Okay, so we're going to go for a second round. Taking a deep breath in and then inhale. And you can maybe hold on with your lungs full. And whenever you need to, just breathing out. Even after that little amount, I already feel almost as if my eyesight has got better. And so for the third round, if you're still feeling good, then when we finish, we're going to take an inhale, a big inhale, filling your lungs. We're going to keep the lungs full and just hold on to that breath for a moment. Maybe a little bit longer than the last time, and then just before you let go of it, maybe hold on to it just for 1 second, 2 seconds. There's no competition at all, just whatever feels good. Just before you let go, try and take a little sip more of air and then exhale. And that will help release the diaphragm. Okay, so let's do that last round together. Take a deep breath in, and you can also, I can just say as well, especially if it's first time, you can do it like this. There's no need to go for pace at first, okay? So just adjust the pace to suit however it feels. So take a deep breath in. Holding onto the breath. Just before you let go, take a little sip and then let it out. And just breathe naturally afterwards. Couple of things. If you're pregnant, not such a good idea. Unless you're used to doing it, in which case you wouldn't be watching this video anyway. And if you've got high blood pressure, it's also not such a good idea. Other than that, it's really good. Just make sure there's no sense of your face going red, really blocking breath, or if it's, for example, if you're doing the Kapalabhati and you find that this is happening. If it's all happening up here, then just forget it for now, go back to the others and maybe come back and try later, because you'll just get a lot of tension in your shoulders. You want it all to be coming from your belly. Oh, and I forgot to say that you'll definitely like this as well. It's really good for strengthening the abdominal muscles and getting rid of belly fat, and it's even been said to help losing weight. If you obviously not if you just do it once, but if you do it regularly. If you've got loads of time because you are at home and you suddenly find that you're not running around quite as much as usual, if it's your first go, after completing the 3 rounds, just give yourself a little moment just to lie down and just feel your breath. And feel maybe the sense of more space in your head space, in your heart, in your belly, in your lungs. So I hope that feels good. You could do that at the beginning before you do a sun salutation or another practice or even a fitness thing, or just to begin your day, or as I said, if you're feeling a bit cold or a little bit bluff after a long day and you need more energy. Okay, so hope that's useful and see you soon.